Hi guys, Rumen from Motosticker again. This time we will follow the process of applying some decals on a gas tank of a Honda Fireblade 2009. You can see the final result on these pictures, but now you are going to see the whole process of achieving this result. Again, some heating is involved because the tank is very twisty and the decal cannot lie perfectly without that. Enjoy the video and make sure you watch it fully to the end. Hi, today we are going to apply some decals on a Honda Fireblade 2008 fuel tank. Now this tank still has its original paint on it, but the customer wants some additional decals on it. These decals are actually the original look of the 2008 model, but they are now made in white color, and we will add them so the customer will receive the exact look that he wants. Now, what we have to help us for the whole process, we have of course the decals and the tank. We have a squeegee, we have a hair dryer, and a water and soap mix. Now that's everything that we need to apply these decals, and of course much time, so we not hurry at all. And now we will start the process. We will start with the easier from the two decals. We apply it first and then we will try the second one, starting by removing the paper, the back paper from the decal. Sometimes it can be a little bit harder than usual for removing the decal. Now is the same story, but from here we have no problem to remove the paper. Removing the paper by keeping the decal itself on the table, and right after that we spray the back of the decal with water and soap mix so it cannot stick to the tank, because we want to adjust it first and then we are going to apply it, cleaning the surface and removing half of the water. And now we adjust the decal right where it needs to stay. This edge here is our guiding line for positioning the decal, and when we adjust it where we want it to be, we will then start to remove the water. It's a very tricky place because the surface is not straight, and because of that we can remove the water with our fingers. When pushing the decal like this, the water goes out, but we are still able to move it and to adjust it. It's very hard because this tank here cannot stay on its own. Here we have a garbage, which, look how small it is and how it looks when the decal is applied, so you need to be sure that nothing on the table will make this problem. You need a clean table so you can apply the decal perfectly. It starts to stick because the water goes out slowly. But still it can be moved. So now I will begin to push a little bit harder because it's time for this water to go out in full. If this was a straight surface, I was going to start with the squeegee right away, but here it is a little bit more complicated. But this edge can be pushed with the squeegee. You can see how easy it is for this part to removing the water, and here the decal cannot be moved because the water is all out. Now when this part is adjusted and it cannot be moved, it will be easier for us just to push this part without moving the whole decal. And we are almost ready. Now I'm pushing much more harder, and after 1 or 2 times like that, I think that the decal will be ready. Of course, you must be sure that absolutely all the water is out, so there are absolutely no bubbles underneath. Otherwise, the decal will not be applied as it should. I think now everything is okay with this decal. Just to be sure, I will push it with the squeegee a little bit more. And that's it with this part. We are ready. You can see how perfectly it fits to the edge here. Now I will clean the tank again. I have cleaned it before starting with the video, but just to be sure, I will clean it again, and then we will start with the second decal. Of course, first removing the paper. Oops, little problem again. When this thing happens, the decal goes with the part of the paper itself. You can always take a knife or something like that and just help the decal. And here we go. Now the decal started to separate from the paper. And we are ready to go. A little bit water and soap here too. This time I will try to remove much bigger part of the water, so hopefully the whole process will be a little bit quicker. Adjusting the decal first where it should be, because like you can see, here we have one hole, and here of course the bigger hole with the emblem, so you need to adjust it perfectly. And this is also a very tricky place because it has a lot of corners and the decal moves all the time, so you need to be more patient. Like you can see here we have an edge too, so you need to be sure that here everything's okay too before starting to push the decal with the squeegee and remove the water. Now the decal is very weak because it has a lot of water underneath, so you need to be very gentle with the squeegee. You don't need to push hard because that will cause the decal to move, and now it stays exactly where it should be. You should start very, very carefully, and of course the less water you got, the much the decal will stick and you can push harder. Of course, adjusting it with the fingers will be the perfect thing that you can do right now. Oops, we have moved the whole decal, so taking it back where it should be. This can happen plenty of times, but you just need to be patient, because it's no way that you can apply it from the first time. This type of decals are really hard to apply, so you just need to have more time and to be patient. That's the most important thing. I'm very careful here in this place, because it needs to stay absolutely perfect on this circle here. Here maybe we will use some heat, because it cannot be applied perfectly. We have a corner here, so it's not a straight surface, so it will not be so easy. I think now is the time to begin with the hair dryer, and first of all we must clean all the water here, and then we must dry the back of the decal with the help of the heat, and most of all we must make the vinyl weak with the help of the heat, so it can go through this corner a lot more easier. So we're starting to heat the back of the decal right now. This hair dryer is a little bit weak, so I need more time to make the decal as weak as I want it to be, but I think now I will be able. Looks like we have a problem here, but as soon as I remove it and push it again, like you can see, there is absolutely not a problem. This vinyl is very strong, so you can push it like that as long as you want, and there will not be any kind of problems. And now, like you can see, this part is absolutely finished. Just to be sure, I pushed a little bit. Look for any kind of bubbles. It's still not too late to remove the decal and then to apply it again, removing the bubbles. After we finish with the whole process, we can go to the decals with the hair dryer, so they must heat a little bit more so they can be strong, because believe me, when you wait a day so everything is okay and no water or anything, these decals are very, very strong, and you cannot damage them with any kind of, you know, car washes or things like that. I'm removing this part here, and the same thing happens here. First cleaning the water with the rack, and then heating the back of the decal. See what happens. We must be careful here with this part. Of course, now when there is no water, the decal will stick much more easier, so you need to be careful. And again, start to push with your fingers. slowly. Without leaving any air underneath. That's why I'm doing it only from right to left and on no other direction. I'm trying to match perfectly this place here because it's hard when starting from this point here. A little bit more heat and I think everything should be fine. Okay, I think that now it will go exactly as where it should. Final part and we are ready to go. I saw here one of the air bubbles that I told you, so I remove it and then with the final part. See, exactly on the edge. Here we have a problem, but with the help of the hairdryer again, this can be removed. See? Everything's fine now. I think we are ready. I'm inspecting the whole decal to see if there's any kind of problems. But everything's fine. You can see that here we have exactly go to the edge and you can see the fitting here, it's absolutely perfect. So here you go, the tank's ready. After you have done all that, like I said, you can take the hairdryer and go through the decals a little bit more so you can be sure that they apply perfectly. Then wait maybe 24 hours and these decals will be really hard and nothing can damage them or make them peel off. So here we go, the tank is ready and it looks really nice, I think.